Super Mario Strikers, or Mario Strikers, because the series is no longer Super. This might just be my favorite game of all time. It's definitely up there. This is one of the oldest games in my collection, at least the one of the ones that I've owned the longest. And I'm not a soccer fan. I actually think soccer is incredibly boring. I know I just pissed off like 3 billion people by saying that, but I'm an American, okay? I like football, not football. But I'm actually really good at this game. Like, I always thought I was really good at Mario Kart, and then I played people who were actually good at Mario Kart. Mario Kart Wii, I still think I'm really good at. I almost won the high school tournament when I wasn't allowed to use the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, and that's how I play that game. Which that competition was rigged because the guy who organized it used a GameCube controller when everybody else was not allowed to use whatever controller they want. Anyways, Super Mario Strikers is just so much fun, and it's even better when you're really good at it, like me. It's just like everything I would want from a soccer game. Like soccer, when I see it on TV, you got like zoomed out view of the entire field, or at least like half the field at any given time. And it's like the people look like ants, and then the ball is even smaller. I'm sure that's what American football looks to a lot of Europeans, but hey, I don't know. I like throwing the ball, not kicking it. But this game is zoomed in, and it's got so much oomph to it, I guess is the best way to describe it. You can slide tackle, you can headbutt people. It's more of a fighting game than a soccer game. And then super strikes. Oh my gosh, getting the timing down on super strikes is so satisfying, especially when you get both the bars and you do the super move and it's all, you know what I mean? Mario gets it. And I can't forget about the items. I mean, I did because I never get them. Like rarely get items. I've noticed in the game, I don't know if this actually works, but if you slide tackle your opponents rather than headbutt them, then they'll get less items. You usually get an item when you get headbutted. But this game is just so much fun. I love how you have one person who can do super strikes. It's your captain, any of the main guys. And you've got your little side characters. Everybody's pretty much even playing field. I think the only real differences are like the super strike bars. I think they're different timings and spacings for each character, but who really cares? I always play Yoshi. Yoshi's my man. I never really played a ton of Charged. I don't even own it, but I did play it recently, mainly because I felt like if I was going to talk about the series, I should probably play the Wii one. I remember getting it from like Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, renting it for the week way back when, and I just don't really remember anything about it. When I played it recently, I was like pretty much a brand new game to me because I didn't remember any of it. Probably because I didn't like it then and I still don't like it now. Not to, jump ahead, but it's still way better than this game, but it's still not great. And I probably was playing too easy of a CPU, but as you're seeing on the footage, I kind of ran up the score really easily. When you do super strikes, you can pretty much make 3 by not knowing how to do it, because I didn't know how to do it until the second game. I held B like you do in the originals, and you go up, the bars come up, and for some reason my brain was hit A. You're holding B, and so when you are doing the bar thing, you would hit A to hit those. And I thought I was just really bad at the timing. No, you press B for the bars and the timing. And once I figured that out, I was getting 6 goals instead of 3. But when you just only hold B, you are not penalized for it at all. In this game, in the original, if you don't get the timing down, you don't get it. You have to hit the second bar or both bars. If you hit the first bar and you miss the second bar, screw you, you're bad kid. But as long as you hit that second bar in this game, you've got 2 goals. If you didn't know what the Super Strike does, it gives you 2 goals instead of 1 because you're vulnerable and then the timing is hard. It's worth it. It's very balanced. But in the Wii game, you literally just have to make sure you don't get hit while you're charging it up. And once you're up in the air, if you let go of the controller, you can get 3 goals. If you miss the timing, it's going to shoot 3 goals for you automatically. And then it is just random. They pick a number out of a hat and they say that is how many goals you're going to get. And there was a few times where I got 3. And then I started figuring out the timing and I hit B on the 6 and I missed the bar every single time. And I was really determined to get all 6, whether or not I actually hit the bar or not. And it never happened, unfortunately. I got 5 at least once. I got 4 a couple of times, 3 way too many times. And I ran up the score on Mario by a lot. That just shouldn't happen. That was too easy. I'm sure if I played a real person who has a real brain, it'd probably be different. But it just still felt way too easy and really lame. It kind of deflated the whole super strike. But then again, it's just Mario Striker's Charge. There's no super other than in this game, which again, this is worthy of it because this is the best game in the series. Charge is okay. It's just not great. And I wish I would have known that before I got excited for this because this game is awful. I cannot recommend this game at all. The only reason I don't even care that I did that. The only reason I still have this game is because I have so much love and respect for this game. And I really want them to make another one like this or just port it, remaster it, something, please. Nintendo, I so desperately want online play for this. You have no idea. Even if there's like no ranked for it, I want to play people online. I need the satisfaction, the vindication, knowing that I am as good as I am in this game. Please, Nintendo, I'm begging you. I just want some good competition. Shout out to Mikey. But anyways, back to this game. I got so hyped when they announced this. I was going berserk. I think it was even in this direct that they announced Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 being remastered. And I was just bouncing off the walls. That was the most hyped direct for me ever. But then this game came out. And I think this was the biggest shift in emotion I've ever had. Like, I think there were some breakups that have been more enjoyable than the realization that this game was not good. Like, even if I didn't love this game as much as I did, even if this was just like a Wii Sports caliber game, I would have still been majorly disappointed by this. This game is just awful. I don't like that there's no teammates like in this game. In the GameCube one, you fill out your team with Hammer Bros, Toads, Birdos, and I think Koopas. Yeah, Koopas. And in this, you just pick all captains, which is fine, but it just feels so much more lame. I don't know. It feels like overpowered. But then don't worry, once you get into the game, it is the clunkiest, slowest, most boring soccer game ever. The camera hardly moves. It feels like I'm watching a soccer game where it's just the main camera of the field shifting from here to here. That's all the motion. Your characters move so slow, and some of them it depends on like their speed rating, but like that's another gripe. Each character has like stats. Why? This is Mario. Why? I just don't really see a need for that. And all the buttons feel like jumbled. Maybe it's just because the layout of the GameCube controller is something I'm so used to, but the controls are so unintuitive. And I guess they have like all the reason to remap the controls because the GameCube controllers kind of funky layout. The Wii definitely had a funky layout. And then this was the next game in the series. So it's like, okay, now that they have a normal controller, I guess this is the time to nail it down. But I don't like it at all. There's no real redeeming factor to this game. And it's not just because I'm bad. Obviously, I'm going to like the game that I'm better at more. Nothing about this game is fun. And this is also fallen victim to the free updates that Nintendo likes to do, where the free updates were just adding things that should have been there on day one, like a couple of characters that I don't even remember that they added. I think one of the characters was like Pauline, and then there's probably like Koopa or something like that. Like, why? Who was dying for the Pauline update. Someone in the comments is going to say something now. This game was just such a huge disappointment. I genuinely hate it. Like my blood boils looking at this thing. I'm not exaggerating. I legitimately hate this game so much. I had so much hope. And then I realized, oh, it's Nintendo. I don't even know if it's still Next Level Games who makes this. They literally don't put it anywhere. They have the Prop 65 warning on here, but they don't tell you who made the game. Just Nintendo. See, Next Level Games. Boom. Goated. If it's still them, how have you fallen so far from grace? But yeah, I really just wanted to complain about how much I dislike this game and how badly I would love to play people online in this game. If there's like a slippy for this, if there's a way that I can play random people online, please let me know. I just hope that me keeping this game tells Nintendo to do something with this, or the fourth one is just a lot better. But if I just had this game with online play, man, I would play it all the time and I would not have a single regret. Unlike this,